I've been doing a lot of thinking about things, and I've thought about, the things that I've done in life. I'll be 66 years old next. I worked my ass off all my life. I mean, I've done some jobs that. Have you ever seen that show? I think it's on Discovery Channel. It's like World's Dirtiest Jobs or something like that. I've done a few of those. I've worked very hard. And even now, I try to put my best effort into making videos, and I've also applied for some things to try to make some extra money, but people don't want to hire us old people. Even though we may have greater skills than somebody that's, 20 years old, 18, 19, 20 years old, but the thought is they just assume that the people that age will work cheaper because they look at my resume, and I've been told this more than once. They've looked at my resume and they say, "No, you're just way overqualified. We don't think you'll stay, and we think you'll want too much money." Even though I've been in situations where I needed money bad and I didn't really care, but they look at your resume and they go, "No, you're overqualified." But I was thinking yesterday, my friend Jay, who does the Jose J voices in a couple of videos, he was so sick yesterday he lives in Florida, and he's out in that hot Florida sun, and I couldn't do it. My body just does not handle humidity well at all. That's one thing about here. It's 100 and some degrees, but it's dry. Well, that's a dry heat. Yeah, it's still freaking 100 degrees. When people say that, I'm like, I just want to slap them. Well, it's 100 degrees, but it's a dry heat. Yeah, and it's still 100 degrees. Still freaking hot. But he's talking about how he had to go sit in his truck and turn the air conditioning on, and he was laying there with his arms on the steering wheel and his head down because he felt like he was going to throw up because he was outside working so hard, just busting his butt trying to make a living. And then I look at Chris and Holly. While other people are out busting their ass, working their ass off in 100-degree heat during the summer, and then out in the cold in the winter, out in the snow and ice, having to work out in those conditions. And then I look at these lazy asses sitting there getting drunk off of somebody else's dime, going out to eat off of somebody else's dime, bragging about being lazy, bragging about not wanting to work, and then living off a bunch of brainwashed, idiotic people who keep funding it. You people who support them, just absolutely, I don't understand you. I swear you've got to have a screw loose. You have to have a mental health issue You have no sense of right and wrong. You have no morals, obviously. Otherwise, you'd know that funding them is wrong. I don't understand how you justify it. I really don't. You're idiots. If that pisses you off, that's too bad because it's true. Nobody in their right mind, and I mean this, I sincerely mean this, and I think that most people would agree with me. About 90 to 95% of people would agree with me. You had to be out of your mind to fund them being lazy. I mean, you've seen the things that they have done. You see the attitude that they have. You've seen their arrogance. And the thing is, they have absolutely nothing to be arrogant about. They're pieces of shit. They live in a garbage dump. They have absolutely nothing to be proud about, to be arrogant about. And the only reason they are is because we've got a bunch of brainwashed idiots. You can't tell that Chris is an alcoholic, and you keep funding that. Rather than asking him to get some help, rather than having some common sense, which is not common, obviously. But instead of having common sense, and quit funding it. They keep going they're doing just like other scammers I've seen on here, going from project to project to project to keep you guys sending them money. They are both capable of going to work. They are both capable of getting jobs and supporting themselves. This homesteading crap is bullshit. It is. I mean, if you can't see that by now, I don't understand how stupid you have to be. You have to be stupid, mentally ill, have absolutely no morals, something. You have to be. You have to be dingy. You do. I mean, if you really think it through, what you're doing, you're not helping them. All you're doing is turning them into entitled morons. People wish they were us. You think that attitude is right when they have done absolutely nothing to earn anything? They have done nothing to earn anything. They don't deserve anything. They don't deserve a dime. I mean, I'm being serious, people. Get your head out of your ass. Honestly. Why do you keep funding this bullshit? I don't understand you. I do not understand you. Why? They don't deserve it. And then they get on there and talk shit, get all smug and arrogant. You people think that's cute? You think that's funny? You've got to be mentally ill. You have to have a screw loose somewhere to look at what's going on, see how they're dishonest, they steal, they lie. They're scammers. They're flat out con artists, scammers. And Holly's been doing it a long time. I mean, she's drugged Chris down to her level. There's a lot of people that knew Chris beforehand and said he was fairly normal until he met her. And then she's drugged him down to her level, which is about as low as you can go without digging underground. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too, and I know this from the experience of other people. I know this from my experience as a cop. The things that Chris is teaching Elion, it's going to come back to bite him in the ass big time. Because I'm going to tell you what, the things that he's teaching that child, calling police officers douchebags, the way they talk to other people, like in that one video where CPS is there and they're yelling and Holly sounding like a damn screech owl. Her voice is like on a chalkboard. I had to duct tape her frickin' mouth shut so fast to make her head spin. I guarantee you, if I was that cop that was there in that video, she wouldn't have been talking like that to me. I guarantee you. I wouldn't put up with that shit for 10 seconds. No damn way. The disrespect, and they're doing this shit in front of Elion. What the hell do you think he's learning, people? What do you think he's learning? Chris is teaching him that you don't have to obey laws. He's teaching him that people owe you something. That is going to come back and bite you in the ass, Chris, because I'm going to tell you what. When that boy gets about 13 or 14, what have you taught him? You've taught him, do not respect authority. Okay, and he as he's growing up and learning, he can't differentiate between law enforcement or whatever, the rules of society, and you as parents. All he knows is rebellion. Rebel against everything. Oh, by the way, I noticed you took your video down of you being an ass wipe when you weren't wearing the seatbelt and got stopped by the North Carolina trooper. Yeah, you took that down. Well, you know why? Because you look like a frickin' idiot. You look like a complete brainless moron. In other words, you just look like yourself. But I noticed you took that down, pussy. You're going to do something, stand by it. Don't be a chicken shit, go running off and taking it down. It shows, you freaking coward. Yeah, he has to carry a gun around everywhere, make himself feel safe. Jeez. That's just, you're a pussy. Plain and simple. But I guarantee you when Elion gets about 13, 14, because all these years he's been taught not to respect authority. Guess what? He's not going to respect your authority either, you dumbass. No, he's not. He's not going to respect your authority at all. You're going to tell him to do something, and he's going to say, F you. What you going to do about it? Yeah, when he starts getting big enough where you can't control him physically, you're going to be in a world of shit. Because I've seen it too many times. And you're one of the worst cases I've seen as to what you're teaching him. You're teaching him to rebel against everything. Because that's why you wouldn't wear your seatbelt, even though it's the common sense thing to do, just because you want to be a rebel, which is a stupid ass mentality. You're just a stupid ass. You're endangering your own life to try to prove a point. That's just stupidity. You're an idiot. Total idiot. But I'm going to tell you what, when that boy gets big enough to where he can start standing up against you, he's going to be your worst nightmare. Now, I know you don't believe me, but that's fine, because you in about 7 or 8 years, you are going to start learning the hard way. Because you've taught him all this time, don't respect authority. Yeah, that's what you've taught him. So he is not going to respect your authority. And believe me, I have seen it. I have seen it time and time again. He's going to be in juvie by the time he's 12 or 13. Yeah, he's already shoplifting. Yeah, that's all the shit that he's learned from you guys, because you guys have no scruples. You guys have no morals. I mean, obviously you have no morals. You're shacking up. She's married to another guy, living with you, having a child by you, if it's yours, because it doesn't look anything like you. You probably haven't had a DNA test done, have you? Might not want to. I know Holly wouldn't want you to have it. But that's just, you guys are going to be in trouble. I'm telling you what, you guys are going to be in trouble. When that boy hits about 13, 14, 15, and he gets big enough to where you can't quite handle him, because you're going to be older by then. Yeah, you're going to be in your late 50s. Yeah. You're going to be in a world of hurt. Because that attitude of rebelling against authority, that entire attitude is going to permeate his complete character. Because he's not going to respect your authority either. So, just know it's coming. It is. Mark my words. And you can go ahead and not believe me. I don't care. But when it happens, I'll be laughing my ass off. And I'll be like, I told you so. All right. Let's get into today's roast. All right. First comment. Says, according to Chris, he met Holly at a truck stop one night and they have never been apart since. He also claims she must have fallen pregnant that same night. I know the funny thing is, her boyfriend before Chris demanded she take a paternity test to find out if he was the father or not. I don't know if she ever did allow Elion to be tested, but it clearly says a lot. Yeah. A lot of people have made comments that Elion looks nothing like Chris. Just saying. This next one, it's kind of funny. Kind of funny and kind of sickening at the same time. So, did you see the last video of them eating? And keep in mind, these are comments made, a lot of them were made like 3 years ago or whatever. Some of them are current, some of them are old, so just take it in context. So, did you see the last video of them eating? Elion just kept licking his hands and fingers, then licking up his arm. Did not even give him a napkin to teach him how to use it. That surprises you? Then when the waitress brought them the salad, Chris was the first one to jump in and loaded up his plate. Then just stuffed his mouth while talking. What a pig. Yeah. That's the level of these people, and people are supporting them. If I were those people at the other table, I would tell them not to film me. Between Chris chomping and chewing and Elion licking himself, it was disgusting in caps. Then Chris saying something like, taking care of them, with his mouth full. Something like that. A grown man who is capable of working, living off other people with no shame. I totally agree. Next one. Elion has never watched. Poor kid is neglected and exploited on YouTube. Yeah. A 3-year-old naked. She may blur the front, but shows his butt. There are many sick people in the world. Pedophiles. They seem not to care. The whole world sees their child. Yeah. Where's your common sense? Obviously, it's not common. Obviously, they don't have any. nor do those who support them. Says, my daughter spent the night with me one night. Unlike me, she is very smart. I clicked on one of their videos. My daughter said a few minutes into the video, Mom, why do you watch these people? That was one video of theirs. I took off Tuesday and Wednesday to be with my sick daughter on her birthday. She is on 4 liters of oxygen and not doing well at all. She needs in at Vanderbilt or the Mayo Clinic, but her insurance will not pay. Yeah, big surprise there. Insurance companies don't mind taking your premiums, but when it comes time to pay out, yeah. Says, I have never asked for anything. There are so many good places their subs could send money to. People who have lost their jobs due to COVID and cannot feed their families. Children's cancer hospitals. But would rather give it to these middle-aged, lazy people to live free off others. I worked 7 straight days, 11 to 7, to be off for my daughter's birthday. Yeah, that's the thing. Most people work hard. Why do they think that they're exempt from the same things that the rest of America has to do in order to make a living? Oh, it's much easier to dive in dumpsters and then have a bunch of idiots support you who don't have any common sense or sense of right and wrong. This next one says, I'm sure prehistoric cavemen had better table manners than Chris. Now, I haven't seen a video of them eating, nor do I want to. I don't watch their videos. I watched a couple of them, and that was all I could take. They're disgusting. They're disgusting people. I can't stand to watch them. It just, makes my stomach turn. Says, I've never seen anyone take such huge bites. You wonder how he doesn't choke. It's as if they haven't eaten in a week each time they're going out on the YouTube family's dime. And this little game of trying to hide a beer glass or bottle, please. Yeah, he didn't even try that now. No, he doesn't make any bones about the fact that he's probably an alcoholic. And you guys are funding it. Aren't you proud? Yeah, you should be proud. Idiots. Although not as disgusting, Hollywood can pack it in. They also gorge themselves to the point of practically throwing up, then go diving. You just know he reeks of smoke and farts. We could have a thread just for their eating habits. One I'll never forget was last year camping with his family. Then after the family left, staying behind for one night in a cabin, probably paid by a clueless fan, and Holly wasn't satisfied with some food left to them by her mother-in-law. Immediately, another clueless moron sent them PayPal money, and they went to get Italian takeout, enough for a family of 8 greedy slobs. Yeah, you people, I don't understand. Where is your common sense? I don't understand it. Look, if you support them or stick up for them in any way, it just shows that you're morally corrupt as well. You have to be. You have to be a complete piece of shit, just like them, to take up for them. And I'm being honest. Look, I when I was a cop, I ran into all kinds of people. And all of these people, them and the ones that stick up for them, nah, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but just let it be known you ain't shit. Or maybe you are. Someone says, anyone see Chris and Hollywood's new video? It was 12-year-old disgusting humor. Dumb jokes about ding-dongs. They found a bunch of these snack cakes. The whole video was those 3, and there was somebody diving with him, I guess, laughing over ding-dongs. Holly in the dumpster saying she could never get enough ding-dongs. Talk about having no shame. Yeah. Considering he had 4 children by 4 different men. That's disgusting. Yeah, she obviously sampled the whole variety pack. And then some. Yeah, because there's a bunch of other men that she's been with that aren't even mentioned. But other people have mentioned it. Yeah, she's had the whole sampler pack, let me tell you. Or a couple of them. Minimum. Says the whole video, I swear, watching their videos is like trying not to throw up through them. Alien running through parking lots. At the end, Chris made some comment, forget his exact words, something like they had made a porno video. Unreal, man. I mean, I've seen some dipshits on YouTube. I've seen some real scum on YouTube. These guys get the blue ribbon. They get the trophy, first place trophy. They're disgusting, vile people. This person says, I am thinking of leaving YouTube. I enjoy dumpster diving videos, but have come to learn others are involved with Chris and Holly. You can warn them, but then you become a bad person. Yeah, see, a lot of you people don't like me when I am trying to get people to see the truth. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm not the bad guy. A child's life is at risk, mooching off elderly and brainwashed subs, lying and stealing other divers' subs. I have no cable. That's how I got started watching. Some people cannot seem to see what I see and you see. A 3-year-old next to a gun, running through parking lots in the snow and socks, told to turn off a running truck, living a free life off others, making fun of COVID. Yeah, if you'd have had it like I did, you wouldn't be making fun of it, dumbass. People are stupid to believe anything they say. Today, I am hurt deeply as they have so many fooled. I know what I have seen, watched, heard, and I speak only the truth. Truth backed up by their sick videos. Amen. 100%. I watched them for a year when Elian was born. I had no experience with YouTube other than listening to music. I called my daughter about it. She said, Mom, YouTubers say and do anything for the money, so I shrugged it off. Then one night, she was at my home, and I let her watch them. It was when he was a newborn sitting in hot cars while they were in dumpsters, that baby screaming. My daughter said, oh my God, these people are crazy. That baby is in a hot car and could die. Obviously, they don't care about him, other than him being a tool to bring in money. I stopped watching and never was a sub, but out of fear for that child, I watch from time to time. They only keep getting worse. I swear, man. You people who support them have to either be mentally ill, 100% gullible, 100% stupid. I don't know what. I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry for anybody that doesn't even try. You know, if they were trying, if they were working and having a really, really hard time making ends meet, then I could see helping them out. But when they flat out say they're not going to work, don't want to work, they rebel against everything, how in the hell can you support that? How in the hell, in good conscience, can you support that? Like I said, you either got to be mentally ill or stupid, gullible, just a complete moron if you support them. I mean, seriously, if you did a poll and if you interviewed or did a poll and everybody in America voted, put it that way. If you did a poll, everybody in America voted, I guarantee you 95% of America would say the same thing that I'm saying. And the only 5% who wouldn't say it are other scammers, lazy asses who want to be supported too. Or idiots who think that's perfectly okay. I guarantee you. Most of America, most everybody watching these idiots sees them for who they are. Sees them just being scam artists, using Alien to bring in money. Yeah, that's the only, because you see how they take care of them. They don't. They know that the only look, here's the thing, people, and if you go and watch their videos and watch my videos, you will see this. There is no disputing it. The only time they ever do anything is when they get called out. Chris wasn't doing shit other than drinking beer until we started talking about that he hasn't done a damn thing to build a home. So then what does he do? He starts nailing some boards together saying he's building a cabin. Well, then everybody starts pointing out that shit is not going to meet code and they're not going to be able to live in it. The county will not let them. So then what does he do? Oh, we're just building a treehouse. Oh, wait a minute. You were building a cabin when you started. We call your ass out, and all of a sudden now you're building a treehouse. And the only reason he's doing that is to make it look like they are homesteading when they are not. That's the only damn reason he ever does anything. That's it. If you watch my videos, other people's videos, who critique them, that is the only time they ever do a thing. Is when they get called out and they know that they have to now. Or it makes or give the impression that they are. They're not doing a damn thing. They're not planning on doing anything with that, what he's building. Because why? You got an RV on the property, why in the hell do you need a tree house? See, but he can't just say, oh, here's the thing, people. I wish you would use your freaking common sense and see this. They were given the RV. Legally, they can live in the RV on the land. That's the only thing they can live there permanently, is in an RV. Or unless they built a place that was up to code, which obviously Chris is not capable of doing that. By any means. So why is he doing that? Oh, because he's got to make it look like they've got another project going. It's the same bullshit you back to Jeff pulls. He gets called out on something, and I know a lot of you don't like me mentioning him, but tough shit. The thing is, he's just like them. He pretty much ran his ass off YouTube. Although he's still a petty little bitch and always thumbs down all my videos. I can always tell because there'll be like one thumbs down. And I know it's him. Because he's childish. He's a little bitch. Aren't you, Jeff? You're a petty little bitch, aren't you? Anyway, this guy's just like them. He gets called out on shit and he'll go to some new project to try to divert their attention to something else. to keep them sending in money. People finally wised up and quit doing it. At least most people. And I hope that's what happens here. That you start wising up and seeing what's really going on. Because if you got it, they can live in that RV. Why build anything? And the only reason he's doing it is because he got called out. And he's got to see. This is what scammers do. They always have to have some new project going, some new something that you have to send money in for. That's how it works. And people who are con artists and scammers know that principle. That is the only reason he's getting off his ass and trying to build anything. Because he has to try to make it look like they're homesteading. No, they aren't. See, because once they were given that RV, there's really no other reason to send them money anymore. I mean, they can go to freaking work. They can get their ass to work and support themselves. They're not children. And you're not their mom and dad. You need to make them stand on their own 2 feet, support themselves. Because they're playing you, people. They are playing you like a fiddle. They're playing you like a grand piano. They're scammers. They're con artists. And I just honestly cannot believe that some of you people are just too blind or stupid or mentally ill. I mean, I'm serious. You have to be mentally ill, or you are so morally corrupt that you don't even know the difference between right and wrong. There's no other explanation. Why would you fund con artists? Why would you fund scammers? Why would you fund lazy ass people who have no desire to go to work? There's no virtue. Now you get somebody that, like my friend Jay, that works his ass off in the hot sun. I can respect that. I can totally respect that. And by the way, I hate it when I hear people say, "Oh, they're over there flipping burgers." You know what? I respect these kids or adults, either one, that work at these fast food places. They're on their feet all day, back in that hot environment, flipping burgers, cooking fries. You'll never hear me disparage people who are flipping burgers. That just pisses me off when people say that. It's like, okay, you go do it. You go do it for a week. Yeah, you go do it for a week. See how much you like it. See if you can hack it. Don't you ever say this, put somebody who's flipping burgers down around me. I'll rip you a new asshole. I respect those people that do that. I respect people that work out in the hot sun all day. Or even who work in a factory or other places where they're just on their feet all day doing repetitive things just to earn a living, rather than begging off other people, rather than asking for welfare. I totally respect. And if you do that type of thing, I respect you. I respect anybody. I don't care what job it is. I respect people who work hard. Especially jobs that are physically taxing. It ain't easy. And a lot of these people getting paid minimum wage. barely making it, paycheck to paycheck. And then you've got these assholes, lazy pieces of shit, that get to go out to eat every day because they've got mentally ill people, gullible people, stupid people who fund it. That is just, it's unbelievable. Honestly, it's hard for me to believe that there are people out there that are that stupid, that are that gullible, that would fund people being morally corrupt and lazy. It's time they went to work, people. It's time you quit being their mommy and daddy. They're not children. And as I said before, we do it for Elliot. No, they can take care of their own damn kid. It's not your responsibility. And by the way, he's not getting any benefit from it. Look where the conditions he's living in. The things, the ways that Chris puts him in danger. I'll tell you one thing, one of these days that kid is going to get hurt bad. Mark my words. Because they have absolutely no common sense. They have no idea how to raise a child. And obviously, you don't either. You people who support them. You think, I'm raising him to be tough. No, you're raising him to be an idiot, and he's going to rebel on you, just like I said. Because that's what you're teaching him. And like I said, I'm going to laugh my ass off when it happens. I'm not going to feel a bit sorry for you. Those are the kind of kids that end up killing their parents. Don't say, I didn't warn you.